So yeah. So it's Compound is in a little bit of a state of transition right now.
But I think that's good. What do you think?
I think it is. I think it is good. Well, I'm all about change. I think it's an opportunity to fucking reinvent and rise up like a goddamn phoenix. But so Cumia is moving to South Carolina at some point this year. Nobody knows when. It's whenever he finds a house. A little bird. Well, the little bird didn't say not to say it, but a little bird said that a couple of the shows are being dropped from the network. Talib Starks' show and Tommy Pope's show. And I think a couple new ones are gonna be added. I don't know who they would bring on. I don't know who they're looking at. Maybe Lionel is in the running, just from my own guesstimation.
I've heard that. I love Lionel. I think he'd be a great. But here's the thing: whether you like him or not, I like him. I do. There's nobody like him on the network, so it's a completely different type show. That's one thing I've always liked about the network. It's like there's a lot of different shows.
Yeah, and you know what though, I say even Compound, just in the 2 years that I've been there, if I were running it, I would have said there needed to be shakeups like every year.
Yeah.
I think I wish I knew what my viewership numbers were. Like I know that I'm up there, but I wish I knew every quarter what my numbers were, just like I can with YouTube. I look at my analytics every day on SoundCloud, on the audio only platforms, and on YouTube. So I know exactly where I'm at, up and down. I know what weeks I'm down. I know what weeks I'm up. I know what months. I know everything. And I wish that I knew that about Compound so I could adjust accordingly. Like, do people like the porn stars? Do they not like the porn stars? Do they like some of them? Do they like the fun little skits that we do? They like when like a dominatrix comes in? Do people like when girls show nudity? And that's what I love about Compound Media. It's a free speech network. We can do that kind of stuff. A girl can totally
porn.
We can show right. Girls can flash their tits. It's all good and it's fun, and it's like nobody ever sees tits and goes, "Wow, that made my day worse." No, it's always like, yeah, even a bad tit is better than no tit. Even a weird fucked up, like, what's the story with that tit? That tit has seen some shit. I'd still rather see a weird tit than no tit. It's always welcome to me. I'll never turn a tit away. And that's what I like about Wet Spot, and you have fun on In Hot Water too. So I like that now there's so maybe Anthony's move has catalyzed this feeling of like, okay, how can we step it up? How can we make changes? I wish that they're doing it now. That's all that matters. And
and I've said this, and I'm curious, like, whenever some haters are like, it's over when he goes to South Carolina. Well, no, it's like when
we would know by now, and someone would have slipped and said it. Oh yeah,
well, it's not only that. It's their logic is so dumb because they're like, when he's gone, it's over. It's like, so you're saying the guy that, and I remember when it first started, like before we were on it, before any, it's like, oh, he's stupid to put that behind a paywall. He should get it away for free. And to this day, that's a problem for some people. But it's like that allows us to say whatever we want and do whatever we want. And whether the numbers are huge or not, there's nothing like it out there, and it's really doing well. I'm not saying it's fucking Rogan. It's not. But it's fucking doing great. There's nothing like it out
Rogan.
There.
It's right under.
Yeah, I'll take it over Gas Digital any fucking day of the week.
Oh, shots fired!
But wouldn't you agree that it's like, so he's like everything else. He stumbled into this, and now he's like, but when I go to South Carolina, I'm just going to tear down something that already runs on its own. And you know it does, because he doesn't do shit up here. And I'd say that if he was sitting here in a complimentary way, he's like, I do as little as possible. You know what I mean? And
I get it, because as someone who is like your talent, I know I've already know what things I don't want to do, and I don't like looking at numbers, and I don't like negotiating sponsored deals, and and I don't like a lot of things. Like I sometimes my brain just has enough room for like, okay, what am I going to talk about on my shows this week? And let me research my guests, and then I sometimes forget to promote and plug and post, and but it's all like a balance, right? Yeah. But I know In Hot Water, you guys have got to be a top. I mean, after Cumia, you've got to be like the number 2 show. I mean, I don't know.
That's what we're told.
Yeah.
That's the information I got, but that's why I don't want to see the numbers. Like I know we're doing well just by the way they treat us. And when they asked us to, excuse me, Ben. When they asked us to, when they asked us to,
just working the COVID out.
there you go. I'm on 3 hours of sleep, but when they asked us to lead in for the boss, that told us a lot, and we were very flattered by that. We love doing it. And that's another reason it's like, I don't even want to look at the numbers because no matter what they are, you're always going to look at the next tier or the next, how do I get more?
But the more you look at numbers, the more I was that way when I first started looking, like at my own YouTube. I was like, oh God. But the more you look at it, the more comfortable it gets. And you start to go, it's like weighing yourself every week. You're like, all right, okay, I know about where I'm at and I know what happened to make me up or down. And it's good for me because it helps me figure out, oh, wow, I was really high. Like on this podcast, I know when Cumia is on or Gavin McInnes is on, or like Brandy Love or like a big famous porn star on this podcast, and then compound people like do great too. It's good to see. And then I go, okay, well, what types of guests have low numbers and why is that? Is it because they don't have a big following or that they were like kind of a drip to talk to?
Yeah.
So I would like to see more of that. I would like more transparency at Compound. And I was given some suggestions about how to tweak my show. Someone suggested to me that I rebrand my show, that I give it a brand new title, that I stop having porn stars on, because the idea behind that was, I can't sell it to advertisers with the name What Spot. And I was like, really? Because I was just at Exotica in DC and every vendor there would probably be willing to sponsor my show because they're sex friendly, they're sex positive. There's tons of adult toy brands. I'm getting a freaking motor bunny sent to Compound Media. They're like it's not a Sibian. It's better than a Sibian, but with like attachments. It's like a big fucking vibrating saddle. And so it's like I'm kind of, they're sending me that. They're like, and then we're gonna ride on that. That's gonna be fun, So I don't like hearing, oh, I need to change my, and again, this is one person's opinion. I don't love hearing you need to change your name because I can't sell advertisements to it. And I go, but wait, we totally could. And then I step back and I think about it and I go, okay, this might be this one person's particular opinion and their preferences. Maybe they are not loving the porn stars. Maybe they don't like the sexual nature of it. But for me, it's fun and I love doing it. And he was like, oh, we should make it more like your podcast show. And I was like, well, why would I do the same show at Compound as I do sitting on my ass like at home? Do you know what I mean? Why go to the effort to go into the city, to commute, to buy a $5 coffee? You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I want to do 2 different shows. And even if I was going to do an identical show, well, then I'd have to be making as much or more than I'd be making sitting here doing it this way.
And you're never going to please everyone. Look at me and Berg. We're 2 different guys on our show. And there's always comments on every fucking platform. Geno's got to shut up about COVID. Geno, keep doing what you're doing. You're great. That show is so funny. That show is so stupid. Yeah, like, that's why another reason I'm lucky to be how I am and our show is like it is, because I show up every day and I'm like, I'm just going to have fun. I'm just going to have fun, see what the fuck happens. You know what I mean?
You're the talent. You need to be unencumbered with certain things.
Yeah, and it always works out for me. And that's how we stumbled into whatever the fuck we're doing.
Have you ever gotten any kind of suggestions of how to change in hot water or like what direction you should do? Or have you been given creative freedom?
If you're saying from the boss, no. I mean, from fans.
Let's say hypothetically from anybody.
Well, fans are always like, don't show gay porn. I'm like, I wasn't big on it either.
I take what the fans say. That means a lot to me because they watch the show. Not maybe somebody who watches it once in a while or like kind of observes it, from a distance, who, may or may not have some authority. And that's the thing is like, I go, oh, my immediate reaction is like, I have to say yes. I have to make everyone happy. I have to yes everybody. And then I think about it and I go, but fuck, doesn't it matter what I want to do?
You know what I said to Bill? That's all that matters, Chrissie.
This
And I know you know that.
this person also wanted Andrew Harms to get the boot, and I like him.
I didn't like him at first, and how many times have I said to you
came
lately?
Around.
I look at you, I'm like, I was wrong. I look at you every week, and I'm like,
so
I was wrong.
You came around.
But that's the thing. It's like I say the same thing about athletes. You want to be wrong. There's a guy on, and it doesn't matter, but it's leading to a point. There's a guy named Cordarrelle Patterson. He's been a wide receiver forever, and he was never any good. But he was great in college. Suddenly, Atlanta gets him. They make him a running back hybrid thing, and he's having a great year. And you root for him. And like, I didn't want to sit there 3 months later and be like, this Harms guy stinks. I told you. I sat there, and I'm biased. When you look good, I take a little bit of pride because, we helped you.
Because you made me, Geno.
No, you did it all on your own. I don't even
want
to go.
But for real, I would not. I absolutely attribute where I am to you and Aaron, because after my mom died, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with my life? And I was like, oh, I'm going to start going on more podcasts, I guess. And your show was like one of the first ones. And I felt like I had a home. Like I really felt like an orphaned child that like was given a home. Here, come here and be weird and do your weird characters and like, and forget about, your insane grief for a little bit. So I will always appreciate that.
We can't thank you enough. You were great. And I say that. So when you end up doing well, there's a part of me taking credit that doesn't deserve it. I'm like, yeah, I know it. I know it the whole time. But I used to say this to Bill when Bill took over morning. And look, I'm not going to bash Keith the Cop because he didn't do anything wrong. He just wasn't good at producing shows. So when you replace Gavin McInnes, the most alt-right guy ever on the network, and that's saying something with people like me and Cumia, and you replace him with Bill Schultz, the most liberal guy, in the same time slot, everyone's going to hate on it. And I used to sit there at Sullivan's with Bill when we were just once a week drinking, and he'd be getting texts from Keith the Cop saying, don't ever have this person on again, blah, blah, blah.
I think the idea, I can understand bringing Bill on because he was a person of note, a person with credits, like a known personality from Red Eye, from Fox. So I can understand, okay, you're never going to get an exact dupe of Gavin McInnes. You're never going to get Gavin McInnes light. You're not going to, you know what I mean? He's totally unique. There's nobody else like him. But I can understand going from person of note, Gavin, to here's another person of note that people know from Red Eye that will possibly bring in an audience and who has experience running a show, who's organized, which Bill is so organized. Like, if you know from morning, he's got 10 articles, he's got paragraphs, he's got sound cues. Like his shit is on point. Yeah. And he works really hard. I want to get to a couple of these super chats.
I watched mornings. I watched it. It sucked today. I watched it today for some reason.
I was really on it today.
You were great.
Lump of shit. Todd says Geno has to say Aaron was right.
About what?
Just everything. Why is it? Okay, lump of shit says, why is it you always have to poop after you take a shower? That never happens to me.
I always have to poop first thing in the morning.
Marshall says, Cumia entertained Brennan coming back to Compound Media. Would this affect you, Chrissie? No, it wouldn't affect me. Like I mean, if you know me personally, or if you listen to all of my podcasts, like you could probably figure out who I like and dislike, but like professionally, I would be fine, even if our shows were booked back to back. Like I would be polite, I would be cordial. I'm not gonna go out of my way to help him or be nice or like, you know what I mean? Because it's like I'm a person like, yeah, I'll forgive, but I don't forget. So it's like, yeah, I'll be nice. Like there's no reason for me to like throw a fit because my feelings are really like not that important at the end of the day. Like if he can pull an audience and he is going to make Compound better and stronger and bring more traffic to the network, then yeah, that's what I want. I want us all to do better. So
I think he would more than most. You know what I mean? Like Artie wasn't going to bring people. Schultz I love, but he wasn't going to bring that many new people. But I think Brennan has a crowd he'll bring. I don't know why, but
yeah,
I do.
They can work something out and everyone's happy and it's a net positive for everyone involved. Like, yeah, I want what's best for the team,